looking for ND filters can be quite an arduous task, and you'll see looking around that there's so many different variables. You can go for screw-on type, you can go for the ND variable, you can go for glass, magnetic, everything's there. You've got so much to choose from, but knowing what one is best for you comes down to trial and error. I've been really fortunate recently because over the last few months, a few companies have sent me through filters and just asked for an honest review of them. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'll tell you what I like about them, what I don't like about them, if there is anything I don't like about them, and can't give you my recommendations because you'll see later in the video why. There is a reason for that because everybody shoots differently. So I'll get into that later. The first video, I'm out here, as you would think if I was filming for ND, I would be out by the sea or by a loch. Just now, I'm actually at Martinham Loch again. And the reason for that is I went down and filmed this the other night there, down at Turnberry, but it was a lot busier than I expected. And I'm still quite nervous talking to the camera. So I left that and it sounded terrible. It sounded like someone really nervous talking to the camera. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the 3 filters that have been sent to me. Now the filters that have been sent are from KHY, NISY and K&FConcept. And I'll put photos on the screen of images that have been taken by them. Now the one that I've had for the least amount of time is the K&FConcept one. I've only had that a couple of weeks, so there's only a couple of images with that one. But I'll tell you where I like it and why I like it as well. So the first one, I've got them all sitting here. So the first one is the KHY System, which is this system here, and it comes in the handy wee pouch. Now, as I say, on screen just now, you should see the setup of it. So what this comes with, or what they've sent through to me, is 3 different adapter rings. Now, I can't say that that comes with every kit. I know that when they contacted me, I did ask for 3 different adapter rings so that I could try them in the 3 different lenses that I own. So that might be one thing that it maybe only come with one. You'd have to check that out on the website. It also comes with a polarizer, so hopefully you can see that there. And the polarizer fits into the system. If you see the videos on the screen just now, you'll see how the polarizer fits in as well. And it also comes with the adapter. Now I'm going to say at the moment, hopefully nothing falls here, I'm going to say at the moment that aluminium, it's not plastic. I have a lease system, I've had a lease system for years, and that system's plastic. As that falls, and that's the handy thing about the cases, nothing falls out of them. So we've got that as well, and you'll see it's a magnetic system. Now I've really enjoyed using this one. I have really enjoyed using this one because of the magnetic system. If you look at a previous video, you'll notice that I was sent through the K&F magnetic system, and I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed that because of the size, the compact size of it as well. This is bigger, as you can see, this is a lot bigger, but this is when you take your time when you're shooting, and I like to take my time when I'm shooting. I'm not so keen on run and gun type shooting. I don't like it. I prefer to take my time and just absorb everything that's going on round about as well. So I've really enjoyed using this one. Have I found any problems with it? So far, none. None whatsoever. I have really enjoyed using it. And the thing about this one as well, if you are using just an ND and you don't want to use the polarizer, it swaps out. So you can take that, put that in here, out of the way, and drop the polarizer in. And the polarizer sits behind your filters. Now it only takes 1 filter. So you have to buy the separate filters, I'm presuming anyway. I'll put it up on the screen as well, the website for it, and you have to buy them. But at the same time, it's really, really nice to use, and the magnet is really, really strong. So I have really enjoyed using the H&Y one. And as I say, when they sent it through to me, because I'd used the NISY system for years, I was slightly apprehensive, but this has really turned around how I actually think about shooting. I'll put these down in the camera bag as I do them. They also sent me through a 10-stop filter, which is needing cleaned, as you can see, but they sent me through a 10-stop filter, and also a grad. Now, grads I don't normally use. I really prefer just to bracket, but I'll put a picture on screen just now of the tree and the sky there, and you can see the before and after. The after image was 1/5 of a second, the one before, I think it was 91 seconds, but I'll put it on there on the screen. I'm really turning around to using these now, just to save time, but also enjoying the art of it as well. So that's the H&Y system. I think I'll be honest, I do think it is a really good system. Second system I'm going to talk about is the NISY system. Now, I'll put the actual information for this one of the NISY system on the screen as well. This again comes in a handy carry pouch that also attaches to your tripod legs. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but too many pockets looking and hunting for stuff. So the fact that that attaches to the tripod leg is really, really good. I really like that. NISY system again comes with a lens cap, which is really handy depending on what one you are using, and it also comes with the adapter. Now, I'm unsure what that's made of, so I'll have to look it up and put it on the screen. I think it is metal. If it's not though, I'll put it up on the screen. The NISY system can hold 3 filters, which again is really good if you're wanting to bank up your filters that you have on this. That can hold 3 filters. It also has, and hopefully that stays in focus, it also has the clip to clip it onto the lens and then lock it in place so it stays firm to your lens and doesn't drop off. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but it's definitely happened to me. It's fallen off the lens and I've had to buy a new one. It also comes with a polarizer. Now, I should have mentioned as well with the H&Y system, the polarizers, I have the adapter on this already, so I'm just going to drop that in there and I'm going to lock it in place, and that's it, locked. Both the H&Y and the NISY system, you can adjust your adapter. You can adjust your polarizer, not your adapter. So you can adjust that when you're shooting, which I find is really, really handy as well. And both of them do that, the NISY and the H&Y system. Again, another one I've really enjoyed using. This came with one adapter ring. Perhaps they come with more, but as I say, they sent me these through in a review. They're not wanting to give you loads of stuff just to say, yeah, that's brilliant. But again, I've really enjoyed this. This came with, as I say, the pouch that attaches to your tripod, which is really handy. And the lens cap, as you see, that I'm trying to fit in here just now. And also for this, they sent me through a 6-stop, which I asked for. They asked me what ones I would like to try, and a 3-stop. And again, glass. I don't know if you've tried any of the resin-based filters. I'm not keen on them as well, because one of the most important things for me when I am using a filter system is the fact that the image stays sharp. Now, I can't speak for anybody else, but I have noticed that when I have been shooting with resin, it's softer. And that's just the personal experience, probably personal inexperience as well, but I've noticed that the images aren't as sharp. Both of these systems, I haven't noticed any colour cast, which is a really good thing as well. So, and that's the H&Y and the NISY system. I haven't noticed any. Have I used both of them? I've used both of them for quite a wee while now. Do I have a preference over them? I'm unsure. I'll be honest, I'm totally and utterly unsure. Okay, last but not least is the one that I have the filter system I've had the least amount of time. And that is the K&FConcept variable. Now this is the X Nano. I'll put the stuff on the screen, but as you can see the size of it, that was in my pocket compared to the other two that you attach to the tripod or you have in your camera bag. And I can't even get that back in my pocket. This is an ND2 to an ND400. Now I'd have to look it up, but I think that's a 6 stop. I'd have to look it up though, I've got to admit. Variable, and hopefully you can see that through there. If I do that, it may even be a 10 stop, but I'm unsure. So hopefully you can see that, and it's actually quite good from that point of view. I can blank out my face. I've really enjoyed using this one as well. So out of the three of them, I couldn't tell you, I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you what one to go for. I can tell you when I use this one and when I don't use this one though. If I'm out on a walk and I'm taking my camera with me and it's just maybe say walking the dogs or just going out scouting locations, I take this one. I don't take the other two because of the bulk, and it's one of the f-stop sling bags that I have, so only the camera, this tiny tripod, and it is a tiny tripod, and that fits in the bag, and that's the reason I take this one. It is really good for just carrying around. It has more uses, but that's how I'm finding I'm using this one. But if I'm going out with this one, it'll be attached to the front of the camera, and I can actually see me filming with this one as well. That's going to save me a lot of time when it comes to filming these videos. Right now I'm filming in the GoPro, but I'm going to attach this to the camera and use this for filming, as well as when I'm just carrying the camera around, just looking for locations or just out on a walk with the dogs. Really enjoyed using this one. So that's three that I've actually said. Out of all of them, they're great. Have I a preference? If I was going for a really long exposure, I would opt for any one of the NISY or H&Y. I wouldn't use this, because I don't feel it produces the same results as them. But this produces really good results. None of these have a colour cast that I have noticed. None of them have. And another reason I'm saying those two I would use, this one I wouldn't, is because, as I said earlier, I have, and there's a video on it as well, I have the magnetic system from K&F that I love. Absolutely love it. It's so handy to carry around with. This one's handier, but the 10 stop, the magnetic system by K&F is really handy. I really like the magnetic system. Taking my time and just out enjoying the entire process of photography, it is these ones. I've got to admit, I actually prefer the polarizers in both of these. I'm not so keen on polarizers with other systems, but this one here, I think it's about $100 at the most. These are more expensive. These are quite a bit more expensive. This is about $100, and see, for something just to carry around that takes up no space at all, it's definitely worth thinking about this one. And they have said, and it does say in the box, that it doesn't cause the cross, as you are more than likely aware. You can take it beyond the point and you will get an arc, but that's beyond the stop up here at ND400. You will get an arc, but you're not meant to go past that point anyway. So that's where, and I'm trying to lock it in there. That's it now. There's actually a marker on this as well, and you can see it there. There's actually a marker on it, so it tells you don't go beyond that and stick to ND2, which is there. So this is really good as well. Out of the three of these, what one would I recommend the most? They have their different uses. You have to work out as a photographer what you're going to use the most and get the value for your hard-earned cash from them. So that's how I would say this goes for me. I don't have a favourite. I do have a couple that I use more, which is the Nisi and H&Y, but if I'm walking around, that one stays attached to the lens and it will be used for filming all of these videos. Not in the GoPro, on the camera. So that's the best I can say. Well, that's it for this video. Hopefully it gives you an insight into how they work and everything. My opinion doesn't matter because it's down to you as a photographer what style of accessory and ND filters you prefer. As I said, none of them glass-wise caused any issues, no softening of the image or anything that I've found so far. So I'm really happy with all three of the systems for different uses, for different purposes. Hopefully that lets you see how it is. If you've enjoyed this video, a big thumbs up because that really helps the channel. And if you're currently not a subscriber and have quite enjoyed, have a look at the rest of the videos on the channel. You might enjoy some of them as well. And perhaps subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.